This is the first tutorial on how to make a single joint notch with round logs. From a construction point of view, this is the best knot in the Swedish tradition. The instruction consists of 5 films, the films 7 to 11. The first joint is completed. The sides in the notch in the lower log are slanting and the upper log is cut to adjust to that. The joint has a threshold in the lower log. The upper log is cut to fit over the threshold. Find the middle of the log. Use your eye or measure. Mark a horizontal line at the middle of the log. Use a level or your eye. Do it on both sides. Use a chalk string to mark the center line along the log. Mark the center of the joint by using the center line on the log below. The template. To make this joint we use a template. It has all the measures needed. The measures can be adjusted to the width of the logs you have at hand. The template can also be adjusted to the groove under the logs that make this construction tight. The groove can be wide for warm houses or more narrow for houses not heated. The measures at the template. The upper width of the notch, the center of the notch. Here is the measure to the end of the log from the center. All the measures start at the center of the joint. The cross on the template is over the center. The long line in the middle of the template is placed aligned with the chalk line. Finally, at the other end of the template, there is marking for where you start to cut the slanting sides of the joint. The length of these cuttings can be a matter of convenience for the craftsman. Measures and markings. 1. Align the center on the template with the center lines on the log. 2. Mark the end at the head where the log will finally be cut. 3. Mark the upper width of the notch at 4 points. 4. Mark the lines for the cutting of the upper side of the log. Bind the markings for the width of the notch together. Six. Mark a horizontal line at the end, at the same level as the upper point of the log beneath. Here are the lines drawn at the end of the log. They are connected with lines on the top of the log. This gives the form of the head. Moment 6 and the cutting according to these lines as shown here is not needed from a constructional viewpoint. It's pure aesthetics. It's a matter of tradition, region and time. Adjust the surface, especially where you will mark, draw and cut the upper notch. Check with something that have a straight edge. And of course you have to do the same moments, 1 to 6, at the notch in the other end of the log. 7. Draw 2 lines. This will give the angle for the slanting sides of the notch. For the width of the bottom of the notch, use the width of the temple. Align the template at the center of the join. Mark twice, 1 mark at each side of the template. The upper width of the notch is already marked, moment 3. Connect bottom marks with those on the top with 2 lines as shown here. Measure the height from the log beneath and to the top of the log above. Cut that in half and mark. There is the height of the threshold. Draw a line between the 2 sides of the notch. Now you have where to make the first cuts in the joint.